In the heart of a lush, emerald jungle where sunlight dappled through a thick canopy of leaves, lived a kind and gentle girl named Ella. Unlike the fairy tale princesses in storybooks, Ella's castle was the sprawling jungle itself, and her family was the vibrant tapestry of creatures that called it home. She didn't have a wicked stepmother, but she did have to deal with the sneaky, a trio of fussy felines who thought they owned the best sunning spots and the juiciest fruits. They'd always send Ella on the most difficult errands, like fetching moon petal nectar from the highest cliffs or polishing river stones until they shone like mirrors. All while they lounged about, preening their fur. Ella's only true friend was a tiny, buzzing honeybee named Pip. Pip wasn't just any bee. He was her confidant, her helper, and the keeper of all her secrets. Together, they'd explore hidden waterfalls and gather sweet berries, their laughter echoing through the trees. Ella's dress was woven from sturdy vines and soft moss, adorned with the brightest flowers she could find. She didn't dream of glass slippers. Her bare feet knew every route and path of her jungle home. One day, a great commotion rippled through the jungle. A message carried by a flock of colorful messenger macaws announced that the great spirit of the jungle, a wise and gentle giant bear known as the Honey King, was hosting a grand celebration. It was the annual Sunstone Festival where all creatures, big and small, would gather at the great banyan heart tree to share stories, dance, and feast on the legendary golden honey, a nectar said to grant a single moment of pure joy. Every creature was abuzz with excitement. The sneaky snarlcats were especially thrilled. "We shall be the stars of the festival," the eldest one declared, sharpening her claws on a tree trunk. "Ella, you must find us the glossiest liana vines for our colors and the most iridescent beetle wings for our adornments. And be quick about it." They sent Ella scrambling all over the jungle, leaving her with no time to prepare anything for herself. As the sun began to set, casting long, golden shadows, the jungle filled with the sounds of happy creatures making their way to the festival. Ella watched from the edge of her clearing, her heart heavy. Her simple moss dress felt plain, and she had no special gift to bring. The snarlcats, draped in their shiny vines and glittering wings, sashayed past her. "Don't even think about coming, vine weaver," they sneered. "You'd only trip over the roots. This is a party for graceful creatures, not clumsy girls." Tears welled in Ella's eyes as she watched them disappear. She slumped onto a log, her shoulders shaking. Just then, Pip the honeybee zoomed in and landed gently on her nose. He buzzed a little tune, trying to cheer her up. "Oh, Pip," she whispered, I wish I could see the great banyan heart tree lit by 1,000 fireflies and taste just one drop of the golden honey." Suddenly, the air around them began to shimmer. A warm, sweet scent, like 1,000 blooming flowers, filled the clearing. "Wipe your tears, dear child," she said, her voice like the soft hum of a beehive. "Kindness as pure as yours should never miss a celebration. Pip has told me all about your gentle heart." With a wave of her delicate antenna, the fairy bee mother transformed Ella's world. A swarm of her loyal bees flew in, weaving a breathtaking gown for Ella from moonlight threads and dew-used spider silk. Fireflies gathered to create a sparkling tiara for her hair and glowing anklets for her feet, which twinkled brighter than any glass slipper. A giant, friendly beetle scuttled forward, its shell polished to a shine, offering to be her chariot. "Now, off you go," the fairy bee mother smiled. But remember, the magic of the moon threads will only last until the morning sun touches the highest leaf of the heart tree. You must be home by then. Ella, overjoyed, thanked her and climbed aboard her beetle chariot. They journeyed through the night, arriving at the great banyan heart tree just as the festivities were in full swing. The sight was more magical than anything she had ever imagined. The massive tree was aglow with lanterns and fireflies, its branches filled with cheering, dancing animals. Music from frog choirs and cricket orchestras filled the air. Ella stepped into the clearing, and a hush fell over the crowd. No one recognized the girl in the shimmering gown. The Honey King, the great bear himself, was seated on a throne of woven roots. His kind, ancient eyes noticed her immediately. He was captivated not just by her beauty, but by the aura of pure kindness that surrounded her. He lumbered over and bowed his great head. "Welcome, mysterious maiden. Would you honor me with a dance?" Ella, though nervous, placed her hand in his giant, soft paw. The other animals watched in awe. Ella felt a joy she had never known. She shared stories of her life in the jungle, of her friendship with Pip, and her love for every leaf and stone. The Honey King listened, enchanted. He saw the truth and goodness in her heart, a spirit that mirrored the jungle's own. He led her to the crystal comb dripping with the legendary golden honey. As she tasted a drop, the world exploded into pure, blissful light. It tasted of sunshine, laughter, and all the sweetness of the world combined. But as she laughed with the king, she noticed the first pale light of dawn touching the horizon. "Oh, I must go," she exclaimed, remembering the fairy bee mother's warning. In her haste, as she turned to leave, one of her firefly anklets slipped off her foot and fell to the ground, its light flickering softly. The next morning, the entire jungle was talking about the mysterious maiden, the Honey King. Holding the single, still glowing firefly anklet, was determined to find her. "I will find the one whose spirit is as bright as this light," he announced. "The one whose foot this magical anklet fits will be my honored friend and the guardian of the great banyan heart tree forever." He traveled throughout the jungle, every creature trying on the anklet. The sneaky snarkats, of course, were the first to try. They squeezed and squished their paws, but the magical light of the anklet only dimmed in their presence. It wouldn't fit any of them. Finally, the king arrived at Ella's clearing. The snarlcats tried to hide her. "There's no one else here," they insisted, but the king, with his keen sense of smell, caught the faint, sweet scent of golden honey and kindness, and then he saw her quietly mending a bird's nest in her simple moss dress. "Please allow her to try," the king said in his deep, gentle voice, and clasped itself around her ankle, glowing with a brilliant, warm light that illuminated the entire clearing. The sneaky snarlcats gasped in disbelief. The Honey King smiled. "I knew it was you," he rumbled happily. "Your heart is the truest in this entire jungle." From that day on, Ella became the guardian of the heart tree. She didn't live in a castle, but in a beautiful treehouse nestled in the boughs of the great banyan, right beside her best friend, the Honey King. She spent her days ensuring the jungle remained a place of harmony and joy, her laughter ringing through the trees. She never needed a prince or a palace because she had found her happily ever after in the wild, beautiful home she had always loved. Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed this jungle twist, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.